So who hasn't said this on a flight? Enough is enough! I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! That's right! Our Samuel L. Jackson 101 lesson is all about snakes on a plane this week. So strap in.
Fill me up with a barrel full of monkeys, as I hate being bored, I hate being bored. Load me up cause I'm such a junkie, every day all I want is more. So entertain me right now. So entertain me right now.
What's good, neighborhood? It's another week and the Junkies are back. This is your boy, Alex. And we also have Junkies,
Shauna,
Haley, and Nicole.
And we are here recording from Olympus Games in Mesa, Arizona. And we are doing Snakes on a Plane 101, Samuel L. Jackson. I just did the whole thing backwards. Yeah, but you know, you get the deal. And it's a doozy. It's definitely a doozy.
I loved this movie. I enjoyed every second of this.
I love Sharknado, so I should love every second of this. And yet I didn't. I'll dive into that later.
Yeah. I mean, the movie is really just, witness protection, got to keep this guy safe, blah, 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 blah. Here's the official description. While practicing motocross in Hawaii, Sean Jones witnesses the brutal murder of an important American prosecutor by the powerful mobster Eddie Kim. FBI agent Neville Flynn, who is Samuel L. Jackson, persuades him to testify against Eddie in Los Angeles. They board the red-eye flight 121 of South Pacific Air, occupying the entire first-class section. However, Eddie dispatches hundreds of different species of snakes airborne with a time-operated device and the luggage to release the snakes into the flight. All right, too many words, but you get the point.
I love that this movie started with just beautiful scenes in Hawaii, and then we spent like a solid 4 minutes watching this guy just practice motocross. I was like, when are we gonna... They set that up and take so much time with that, and then the actual we witnessed a murder and now he has to come to... It was so fast.
Yeah, for real.
They just got right
I wasn't
to
even
it.
sure if it was going to be a snake movie because he's like motocrossing and then the soundtrack was like, it's going to be a beautiful day, something like
did we
that.
put on the right movie?
Yeah, I was confused.
Well,
but
and then it circles back to that, at the end. We get the whole surfing thing, which I'm like, as one does, when you survive and everybody else dies, you're like, let's go surfing.
Let's go surfing. I don't...
the thing is
this
too,
whole movie is just going to leave us.
So even still, in the first few minutes of it, even after that, when he's witnessing this murder, I was confused, whether or not this movie was supposed to be funny. I look because when I go on Google and I search snakes on a plane, it's action adventure, and yeah, action adventures have jokes, but this whole thing was just funny to watch.
Yeah, this is a straight up comedy. It
Eddie Kim,
is.
He's having it upside down, and the delivery of his lines is just weird to me. Also, I was really confused as to why this is the mob boss.
Yeah,
he was barely the big bad of this movie. He had 2 minutes of screen time. The snakes were absolutely the villain.
He wasn't even intimidating to me.
He was not intimidating in the slightest.
that kind of, that in a nutshell is kind of why I wasn't in love with the movie, was because I feel like when you have this concept that is obviously supposed to be comedic and supposed to be stupid, you need to go full camp, full throttle, start to finish. I want everything to look super fake and ridiculous. I want all of the acting to be absolutely terrible. I want it to be full camp. And instead, it was let's take this really campy idea, throw in some super cheesy scenes, but then try to sell all of it as if it's supposed to be legit and we're supposed to care. And that is what threw me off. The whole thing with Sean and the stewardess, their whole thing. I was like, am I supposed to care about this in any capacity?
Too. Remember when they were sitting there and he's like, telling her why he's there. She's like, what are you doing here? What
That
you do?"
cracked me up. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's
she
like,
was like-
oh, he ripped out his eyeballs. Hey, what are you going to there for? And he's like, being a witch.
That's so
I'm being
hot.
protected. Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, that's hot. And then bit her lip really awkwardly. Is that the only one that caught that?
No, it was
I
weird.
almost thought it hurt.
And then throughout the movie, he kept like, no, Jenny or whatever her name is. No. And I'm like, don't act like you like care about this girl that you just met.
I want to know how Samuel L. Jackson knew how to get to Sean's house. Because it shows Sean and he's like in his house and then the gangsters are going to break in. Somehow they found him too. And then Samuel L. Jackson's just like in his
See,
backyard, like,
the same
come with
thing.
me. I'm like,
I was watching that. He was like in his balcony, like,
with the FBI.
Yeah, they're part of the FBI. They can literally look up anything and anyone. and
Yeah, I
figure
was
that
thinking
out.
that I thought that, and I was like, oh, maybe he just followed Eddie Kim. He's the FBI.
yeah,
That's
how
what-
long
that's
was
what
he
I-
on his balcony for? Like waiting for him to
Imagine.
Since Pulp Fiction. That's a plot. He's just been up there.
hanging out there.
Yeah, I did not like this movie.
What?
No, it was way too fake for me. I could not. The snakes, the bites, the foam coming out of people's mouths. I just couldn't. There was one part. This lady is just oozing with foam. And then 2 seconds later, she's back at her and she has absolutely no foam coming out of her mouth. I'm like, we could have at least continued with the foam. I don't know.
Let's talk about the deaths because that
okay.
is the best part of the
So-
movie. Is
so
the deaths.
funny.
The minute you see that couple starting to fuck in the bathroom, you're like, well, they're going to die first.
I wrote down, have sex, you're going to die.
Yeah, if you have sex in a horror movie, and not that this was a horror movie, but you're going to die first.
It reminded me of Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the Final Destination movies.
Did you recognize the guy in the bathroom?
Yes.
The guy.
Yes.
The guy.
The one that went in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The couple.
He is from.
It's Taylor Kitsch. He's from
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights. Well, I know him from Friday Night Lights.
That's-
He's Tim
yeah.
Riggins. But he was in like X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's been in a few
Yeah,
things.
he
And I
has.
was
He
like,
was
what?
Gambit.
I can't believe that. Yeah.
So I think my favorite death was the snake to the penis.
That was good.
Yeah.
I also wrote that down. Talk to your penis, you're going to die.
Yeah, and then he took it out. He's like, "Here we go, bad boy or big boy." I'm like, "Who talks to the cock?" I looked at my husband. I was like, "Do you like amp up yourself, like amp up your dick when you're about to pee? Like that seems like something maybe if you're about to like do it with somebody. Or like, you want this big boy if you're just taking a piss? Like, I don't know." So that was my favorite death.
You have a favorite one, Nicole?
I have one that I wish would have happened. I wish Mercedes would have died.
Which
Oh,
is
the one,
that
the lady with the dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She
The
was
dog.
so annoying
Sad.
to me. I could not stand her. She got more like feasible at the end of the movie when her dog did die and she became more, I felt concerned, especially with the 2 little boys that were on the plane. Like everyone was just so sweet to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish she would have died and she would have been my favorite death. I would have been happy if she died.
There was so many different types of ways that people died. People like got it into the penis, in the eye,
In
like
the
there was
boob.
one- yeah.
Oh, yeah. The lady was like getting pleasured by the snake before it killed her. Did you
Yeah.
notice?
Yeah,
She was
she's
like,
like,
oh,
she was
yeah.
sleeping though, so she was probably imagining that snake was something else.
The rapper in the
A
couple
trouser snake.
He's like, oh, flex. Oh, wait,
Or
that's,
the one at the beginning when the snakes first got released on the plane, the girl who had her foot on the ground and then the snake was about to attack.
Oh,
She just
yeah.
lifts up her foot at the perfect time.
Yeah. I noticed, I wrote, I was like, why are these snakes taking so long? Like for being so vicious, they spent a good few minutes doing everything except attacking people.
Yo, for real, because remember when they were
around the
moving
perf.
on the other side of the plane and they were like, all right, we got to make a whole barrier. We got to get all the suits, all the suitcases.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, isn't that enough time for these snakes to just slither onto the other
Right?
side?
I know. And like, why were they attacking instrument clusters? Like that made no sense to me.
Instrument cluster.
Like the plane, remember the part the snakes like start attacking like the part of the plane to shut the
like
thing down?
cords and shit. These
Why
were
would they
very
do
well
that?
trained
Yeah,
snakes.
they know what they were doing.
Eddie gave them a pep talk before they got in the plane. They're like, okay, listen, you go for cords, you go for cocks.
Here's some PCP. Now go do it.
Now you go do it.
See, but snakes weren't the only way people died. There was also that like foot to the ear.
Oh my
Like,
God, I
heel
put
to the
that
ear.
down in my notes too.
That was gnarly.
Yeah, I don't understand
Poor
the
guy.
point. I was like
Yeah.
snakes on a plane plus a heel.
High heel to the
heel.
brain.
Okay, so here's my question to you guys. Because snakes are one of my biggest fears. So I did not want to watch this because I hate snakes and I was like, I'm not going to be able to sleep. But then they looked so fake
Yeah.
that it was helpful. But like, if you had worst possible thing on a plane, what would it be? Like, what would your biggest fear be?
Geckos. Geckos. Like those little pink fucking geckos.
Like the Geico gecko?
No, he can hang. But like those Arizona has these weird pink geckos so you can see through
gross,
them.
yeah.
And I've been even thinking about them on a plane, it's making me want to just unalive myself.
You can like see that when they eat flies and stuff, you can like see it go down into their belly.
Just that on a plane, and I'm jumping. I'm jumping.
I'm trying to think like something slimy, slithery. I mean, even like just like spiders, just like your regular insect, any kind of insect.
Bugs on a plane.
Yeah, bugs on a plane, all of them.
Obviously, I don't like any type of bug. And you guys are going to really judge me for my answer here. But if this insect was on, like a swarm of them were on my flight, I would just jump off the wing and hope for the best. Is butterflies.
What?
Really?
You know,
Yeah.
I can.
I'm terrified of butterflies. Every time I see one, I'll run away. I will
Imagine
anything
though,
to avoid
like,
them.
no, I get it. Because like first they start off as like these slimy, furry, like worm-like caterpillars, and then they curl up in this like icky gooness, and then come out with these wings.
Yeah.
And it just like flutter in your face, giving you no sort of like.
I'm
courtesy.
imagining all these like people on this plane just like catching butterflies, being like, "Wow, look how beautiful and amazing!"
Nicole's just
this is."
losing her
Nicole's
mind.
Like, "Goodbye, cool world."
like the butterfly worlds that zoos have or anything like that.
yeah.
I will avoid the crap out of those.
Funny.
What is it? What happened? Did like one land on your shoulder?
Yeah, did a
and you just
butterfly
freaked out?
hurt you?
No, I can't pinpoint.
She's like,
the
"My
point.
grandma was killed by a butterfly."
Show me on the doll where the butterfly touched you.
I can't pinpoint the time in my life where it was just butterflies scared me. I don't like them.
Isn't that weird? Like just the weird things. Because like I've never been hurt by a snake, but I'm deathly afraid of them.
Well,
and
those
it could be
can
like
kill you.
But I mean, like it could be like one of those garden snakes. Like I knew a kid in junior high. He
There
had
were
one
some
of those.
in there.
Yeah, he had one of
Yeah.
those like tiny little whatever. Wrap it around your hand and carry it around like a weirdo.
Those are kind of cute. There was always those weird kids with like the ponytail and the snake in their hand.
Yeah, I like snakes. I saw there was like back in my neighborhood in Boston, like this is an urban setting, and there was like these like little garden snakes,
Yeah.
little green things, just like chilling around, and I thought I was like Crocodile Dundee. Or
Crikey.
That's not even Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, that wasn't, was
That was
it?
Steve Irwin.
yeah.
Sorry.
R.I.P.
I was impressed that there were so many different snakes on the plane. And I did like when they brought in like the snake expert. I almost feel like
Oh
they
my God.
must have hired like a snake person to like help on this film.
He might have even been a real snake person.
He was so awkward, but
He made me
convincing.
so mad. I know. I hated him the whole time. They like go pick him up, and he's like coming out of like whatever place he was working, and he's like, "I was watching snakes hatch. This better be worth it." I'm like, bro, seriously? And he's like, "I know everything about snakes. You don't have enough time because everybody's gonna die because I know snakes." I was like, bro, chill out.
Chill, bro.
He doesn't know my ex. No, I'm kidding.
Ay.
I don't have an ex, but if I did.
So 450 snakes were used in this movie, including one 22-foot-long Burmese python, which the filmmakers nicknamed Kitty. And I loved the python killing
Yeah.
Yeah.
that guy who fucking killed the
Oh,
dog.
I hated that guy.
Oh my God. The minute that dog showed up on screen, I was like, damn it. I had to pull up the website. Y'all know the one. And I saw that the dog died at 1 hour and 6 minutes in. So I had time to prepare.
That's
I had
good.
time to prepare.
Mentally prepped.
I did.
I did like the giant. The what is it? What kind of snake was it?
Burmese python.
Python. I almost had a panther. That's a very different animal.
Panthers on a plane would be terrifying.
Yeah,
Would be- there wouldn't be a movie. It'd be like 2 seconds. And it would be just meat.
Carnage.
No, so I like that they brought in the python because I felt like it like breathed new life into the movie. Like I was like, okay, I get it. It's snakes, blah, 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 blah. And then you just see this giant snake and you're like, oh, now it's about to go down. I wanted it to kill more people.
I did too. It was kind of like an alligator. It was like growling. It was very unrealistic.
And then it just eats the head.
Yeah.
And another thing, I'm just going back to the snake guy. He also knew the guy who was selling illegal snakes. He's like, I know so much. I even know where you can get them.
Yeah, the
That's
Tiger
true.
King of snakes.
That's literally what he was.
Yeah. That was weird.
King of snakes.
Well, what's weird is that's like a thing though. Like, you know what I mean? Like underground illegal animal sales and trading. That's a very odd business to be a part of.
There's a Law and Order SVU episode on it.
Oh, it's a good one too. Yeah. Ice-T almost gets attacked by like a tiger.
So, Shauna, those 400 snakes, those were actual snakes or those CGI snakes?
So it looks like a lot of them were real, but the filmmakers said that they didn't move as fast as they wanted to, which kind of makes sense because these actual snakes weren't on like luau PCP or whatever the fuck. So they were just kind of slithering. And so, I mean, you can tell when you watch the movie how like cheesy some of the snake effects are. You're like, that one's fake. Oh, that one actually looks kind of real.
That's
Nope,
funny to
back
think
to the
about.
fake
Like,
one.
imagine just being on set and this like big snakes on a plane action adventure, and the snakes are just chilling in a pile, and people are like, ah!
Or you have to
Arms
react to
wailing.
nothing. Just, oh my God.
I am constantly impressed with stupid movies like this, and even like Sharknado, where they're reacting to nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're reacting to like a tennis ball dangling off
Yeah.
a thing, you know, and they're like, the snake's getting you. And they have to, I think that's so funny.
It does not help my fear of a snake just kind of swimming up my toilet. Like I always that one.
And it would happen in Arizona,
It
dude.
would. That's
Yes,
why.
absolutely.
It's like Snake Central.
Oh my
Always check
God.
the toilet before you do anything. Guys.
I totally checked the toilet. Like when I was in Florida, my aunt, I've gone for years. And then this year, for some reason, she's like, make sure you check for toilet frogs. Have a good night, sweetie. I was like, what did you just say to me? She's like, oh yeah, we've been having this problem lately where just like frogs just like come up through the toilet and like kind of kiss your booty hole. And it's like, why am I here? What is Florida?
Get me
What
out
is
of here.
this
And then
place?
it turns into a princess.
Right. My butthole turns into a princess or the frog.
Both.
But what happens if it comes up while you're sitting down, like after you even check?
You hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like poop on a frog either. Like, what if I look at back at it because we all do, and you're like, oh God, and there's just a frog.
No. The first thing I think is, did I shit that out?
Did I eat that live frog earlier and totally forget?
Is it Harry Potter?
What do you do at that point? Do you just flush it, or do you take it out and like clean them off?
I would send
No,
it right
leave
back
it.
where it came from.
Flush
It's in the
it down
water.
with the
It's
poo.
an amphibian. It gets it.
Sorry to any frogs listening.
Yeah.
All right. Frogs on a
Kermit.
plane.
Sorry, buddy.
Anyway, back to snakes.
No, but yeah, speaking of planes and snakes. Yo, that plane was pretty high class, though.
That was a fancy plane.
Can you actually fit that many people in? Well, they all, half of them
It's
died.
like 2 stories.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
been on a 2-story plane.
I definitely
I have
that.
not, but I've definitely seen them.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to London. That was like the biggest airplane I've ever been on, but it was still
Unless
a
I'm
normal
thinking
airplane.
of a previous movie I've watched.
That
I
Jodie-
thought I seen it in person.
Jodie
You're like,
Foster
it was
movie.
either my life or an episode of Hannah Montana. I don't know. Like, I always mix those up.
Yeah, I can't remember.
There was a Jodie Foster movie, the one where she loses her kid, Flight Plan.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure there's like a spiral staircase in that movie too, where there's
That's
just like a
fancy.
fancy upstairs.
So plain, too.
Right? Maybe it's just a movie airplane thing.
I don't know. I feel like it
Rich
has to
people.
be. I feel like somebody might have done it before.
Well, all these
Maybe.
people on this plane were like wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I mean, they were all coming back from Hawaii, so it seemed like they were all kind of there for vacation.
Did you guys know Paris Hilton and R. Kelly are listed as passengers on the airplane, but they're uncredited?
That's so funny.
what?
Yeah, I
Where did
I
you
didn't
catch
see
that?
them on IMDb.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well,
And Paris
hopefully
Hilton?
he met a
I mean, it
gruesome
came out in
death.
2006, so that's a very 2006 type of cameo.
That really is.
In 2006.
Yeah, but they weren't
R.
like.
Kelly still wasn't great.
Yeah, that's true.
No, he definitely would have deserved to die then, too.
How about Champ Kind as the pilot?
Yeah, David Koechner.
I've been saying kosher my whole life.
See,
Koechner.
and this is why I feel this movie is a comedy, because a lot of these people are comedians. Like, David
Koechner.
Koechner.
Keckner.
Yeah.
Flex Alexander, he's a comedian. I know him, which is funny though, because I know him as a TV dad from like One on One, and he's over here like being a sleazeball. in the
Yeah.
movie.
You know, a lot of characters in this movie had good arcs. I didn't mean to cut you off, but just like speaking of 3Gs, that was his name, right?
Yeah, 3G.
Like a cell phone tower situation.
yeah. Oh, wow.
That just came to me. dumb name. But they all had great character arcs, kind of, because he started as a dick, but then by the end, he's like shaking people's hands, and he's like, "I'm really sorry I pushed you." I was like, "That's some character development."
Now that you bring
there.
that up, that was
Yeah, same with Mercedes. Like, she started out really annoying, and then by the end, she's all kind of sweet and gentle. Like, they all went through this traumatic experience together.
You're making this movie deep, right?
Listen, and he just needed to be called out by Kenan to like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine that there's these people just stuck on this plane. They're just like trying to finish or come back from their vacation or go wherever they're traveling to, just doing their lily-dally, no more life shit. And then all of a sudden, like, it's life or death. They're on a plane falling, I think.
That is my hell, like, escape right there. Just thinking about being on a plane and it just plummeting. Not only were there snakes, but they were also in a storm.
Yeah. There was just
The
so
turbulence
much going
added
on.
a little something.
So his breaking point when he's like with the gun out and he's like, "I'm crazy right now." Yeah, that's like, and even what's her name? The dog lady. I think that was
Mercedes.
her. Yeah, Mercedes. We keep saying it.
Yeah, losing the dog was her turning point.
Yes,
There were these, and even just Kenan Thompson, who's another comedian, and Samuel Jackson. I count him as a comedian as well.
Yeah.
But even Kenan Thompson, like, he in a way found this like self-realization.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he's like, "Oh, I hate being this guy's security guard. I don't want to."
And then by the end, he's the hero of the movie.
I have a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save
And my
this plane."
purpose is this video game that I played. Like that, we want to talk about out of everything in this movie that was unrealistic, which is the entirety of the movie front to back. That was the most unrealistic part of the movie. I was like, a flight simulator. And he's like using all the jargon and all the terminology and all that. I'm like, they would have all been dead.
I believed it 100%.
Because Kenan sold it. He sold it really well. I also want to know if it's true that you can swish around like olive oil
I was
in your
just
mouth.
about to bring that up. Can we
Yeah.
talk about that? Because like that lady's such a hero for doing
Right?
that. I want to say yes because I've definitely heard of sucking poison like out if you have gotten like bit or something. I don't know. I feel like they want to put that in a movie and it, like have it not be true.
Can we all
Putting that back in your
things
body,
in movies
though?
are always true.
Well, that's
I don't know how it
why
works.
she like swished it to like coat the inside of her mouth so she wouldn't have any of the poison.
Yeah.
And then she spit it into a bowl. But yeah, she saved that.
And that was Chris Hemsworth's wife
Yes, it was.
of Fast and Furious
Yo,
fame.
speaking of those kids, the older one, am I the only one? There was an angle where he looked like Andy Milonakis and I couldn't
Oh my
unsee it for
God.
the rest of the movie.
I wish it would have been.
You don't know Andy Milonakis? He's like this man child, like little. Well, he like
Maybe if I saw him.
He had this show on MTV, like, got a sandwich on my head, but don't call me a sandwich head. That
he was
wasn't the
also
lyric,
on,
but
the Man Show. He had like a little.
he was on
segment
The
there,
Man
too.
Show.
Yeah, that was. I used to watch that.
Show.
Late at
That's
night.
throwing it
my
back.
door
you
closed.
just opened so many like floodgate of memories. I haven't thought about Andy Milonakis.
So that's
in years.
another thing about this movie. I got some like nostalgic feelings about eBay.
Okay.
Yeah, in the
eBay, yes.
2000s fashion, like the girl who had like the thong coming out of her denim miniskirt. Like, oof, let's bring that back.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie where I was like, it's very dated to the time period. The phone was great. The fact that his name is 3G.
Can we talk about how nonchalant the couple was joining the Mile High Club? Like he literally walked in the bathroom right after.
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
give it some time at
and
least.
the flight attendants were like, oh, there they go again.
They're doing it.
They're doing it. Like,
And-
shouldn't you like stop them?
Yeah. Speaking of, the date and the time, so the credits start rolling and the cultural reset that is the Cobra Starship music video starts playing.
That is okay. I love that song, and I really kind of like Cobra Starship. I listened to their other songs back in the day too, but that is the worst music video
That was
I've
the
ever
worst
seen.
thing ever.
It's terrible.
So
Wasn't
bad.
the Green Day guy there too? I thought I saw a
No,
cameo.
it was Fallout Boy.
Oh, okay.
Like Pete
Yeah.
Wentz was
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
phone, and then Samuel L. Jackson, just chilling there, like with he looks like Samuel L. Jackson now in that music video.
He looks
So my
like
husband and I
Samuel
met
Jackson.
2008, and this movie came out 2006. Cobra Starship's big in 2006, and usually I never feel like the age difference between my husband and I. But when that music video came on, and I just like lost it, and I was like,
I was singing all of the words, and my husband is like, "What?"
he had never even heard it before. He's like, who? I'm like, Gabe Sporta. He's like, I don't know who that is.
wait,
I'm like,
that-
the Academy is. He's
That
like,
was
I
a
don't
real
know.
song?
Yeah. So
That wasn't like specific for the movie.
they
Well,
had
it was.
written the song and called it "Bring It," and then they revamped the lyrics a little bit to make it for the Snakes on a Plane movie.
And it was lit, and it took over Warped Tour, and it was a moment in like scene kid history.
It was. That was just peak scene kid.
Yeah.
right
I
there.
had no idea what.
Yeah.
Like my MySpace would have had that like playing.
I
on it.
probably had that as my MySpace song. Either that or Church of Hot Addiction. I liked that one too.
Yeah, it would definitely get the movie did kind of get me back in my memories. Even the phone. Remember when she had to like take the picture? She couldn't she had to like turn it all away.
Yeah.
Break her wrist almost.
When Mercedes had to explain to them, like, this is a computer and a camera. This is called a cell phone.
Oh man. I will say that this movie made me realize that airplanes are like always a great setting for any sort of dire situation because weapons are not allowed on airplanes. Because I kept thinking if they just had knives and machetes and flamethrowers,
She did
but
have a
they're all in
flamethrower for a
airplanes.
second, and that seemed like a bad idea on an airplane for some. I'm not good at science, but a flamethrower on an airplane seems dangerous.
That's a good question because we were earlier talking about why did he really think of any other sort of way to do this other than this? He could have probably gotten away with it because they're up in the sky and it's just it was easy. Just put some.
Oh,
whatever
you mean
spray there
why
is in
didn't
the
Eddie? Yeah, why? There's this line in the beginning where Eddie Kim, like the bad guy, is like, "I've exhausted all of my options." He saw my face, and I was like, "Did you really exhaust all of your options? All of them, bro, all of them." And snakes on a plane was what you came up with. Like,
He just thought like nothing else can take down Samuel L. It's got to be snakes.
But they could have put poison in the vents or something.
They chased him, at least they got to his home and then, tried to kill him, tried to kill him there.
And then they gave up.
Samuel Jackson was
Go
there.
straight to snakes.
Samuel
That
Jackson-
didn't work.
They jumped from guns to snakes, just nothing in between.
Well, I mean, if he's under witness protection, they're with him the entire time. So everybody's like, let's protect this guy. And everybody that comes around him is dangerous.
Yeah, that's true.
A snake is already going to be dangerous. Eddie didn't do it.
It's true.
There was just some scent in the air, and
Alex is here for this logic. He's like, yeah, that was obviously the only way to kill him.
Of course.
What else would he do?
There's no puppies in the plane, but there happened to be a cargo of snakes. I'm gonna use it.
My favorite part, I think the funniest part of this whole movie to me was when the stairs collapsed. When they were all trying to run up. I was like, just why? That wouldn't happen. And just the way that it happened in the super dramatic way, they're all falling off.
People got like impaled.
They're only like 2 feet off
Yeah,
the
there were
ground.
a lot of impalements in that just one broken staircase.
Can you imagine you make it through this entire fucking ordeal? You're like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We made it through these snakes. And then you fall off the stairs and are impaled. Like that was just
2
your death.
feet off the ground.
Right. Man, no. Okay, if you were on like an extra in this movie, right? And you got to be on the Snakes in a Plane movie, how would you want to die?
I think I'd want to go down like in a battle, I'd see the snake. Maybe I'm like one of the first to interact with it, and then it comes in. I don't know. I don't know.
You're like punching
It's a
the
battle.
snake, just holding it and
comes
punching
around
it.
to me, and I'm like trying to like rip it apart, but it's like too strong, and it's like trying to like rip. It's like put his fangs in my neck, but like we like are going across the plane,
You
and then
bite
all of
the
a sudden,
snake and then
like
it bites you.
I want to be able to like fall out of the plane while I'm fighting with.
Yeah. And you just go down still
maybe
fighting
when
it.
they shoot the windows and then it opens up.
Oh, when he's opening some fucking windows in here.
I'd be fighting the snake while falling out of the plane.
I would want to be like a scene kid with my hair in front of my eyes so I can't see anything, right? Like it's covering. And I'm listening to my iPod, like first generation, and it zooms in and I scroll to Cobra Starship and I hit
Yes.
play. And then I go to grab what I think is a microphone to start singing Snakes on a Plane, but it's a snake and it just eats my face. That's how I want to die.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. I think I would want to be like choked to death by a snake and then turn all purple like Joffrey in Game of Thrones and just like eyes bugging out, just like.
I'd like it if you were choked to death, but you were like into it until you died.
At
Like,
first,
you're like,
I'm like, ooh, choke me, Daddy Snake. Daddy Snake, what are you doing? There's no safe word.
cacao.
I'd want to die choking on my first class meal.
Oh my
No
God.
snakes involved.
No snakes
No
involved.
snakes.
That would be pretty funny if it's just like Nicole survives the entire film at the very end. She's like, finally, I get to relax and eat my meal.
No, I'd want
Are there peanuts in this?
I would want to die by either being the one sucking the poison out of the cake, so I'm saving a life, or just like jumping
I thought you
in
were
front
going to say
of
something else.
No. Or jumping in
We already
front of
passed the choking part.
Yeah. Or just jumping in front of a snake that was going to attack the kids.
Aw.
I'd want to save the kids.
Nicole's all heroic. We're just
Right.
idiots.
Yeah.
Just assholes.
Like,
Just,
why would I even want
I
to
don't know.
choose to fight the snake, personally? Another thing that confused me about this movie was Eddie Kim. Like, what happened to him?
oh my God,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
At the
true.
end, they're just like, all right, let's go get him. Yeah, let's go surfing.
Yeah.
We don't get to see what happened to the bad guy. Like,
The whole point of why the snakes were even there.
Also, okay, so they land, right? And it's all the ending, and my husband goes, there's going to be one more jump scare. There's going to be one more
I said
snake.
that too.
Tries to get somebody. It's going to happen. So then when he leaps on to Sean, my husband's like, see, I told you. But what made no sense to me was when Samuel shoots the snake, you know? And then he's all covered in blood.
it's
like,
the snake blood.
is that what we're supposed
Yeah,
to think?
I
It's the
think
snake
so.
blood? Ah, man, that was dumb.
As he was walking down the stairs, I was like, why do I feel like he's about to get shot?
Yeah.
So me and your husband were both correct.
There you go.
Good for our boy Samuel L. though, getting a phone number.
A phone number.
Or no, maybe he
No,
didn't get
it
a phone.
wasn't
No,
him.
she just said,
Oh,
call
yeah, at the
me.
end.
But did they ever exchange numbers?
Me.
Oh, well, I know.
Oh, with the good wife?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
good wife.
Well, Tiffany gave out her number to Sean.
To Sean, but then
Tiffany.
I don't know. I hope they all just live happily ever after together.
Yeah, there
Surfing
were a
together.
few weird romantic like relationships going on there, like Sam and the flight attendant,
Claire.
and then,
Yeah.
and 3G and Mercedes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sean and right, that's
Sean and Tiffany. Yeah.
and then obviously the people that died in the beginning and the
Oh, I
high
felt
club.
so bad for that couple who died when she's like, "Why'd you want to go to Hawaii?" He's like, "Because you wanted to."
Yeah.
I know, poor dude.
And I was like, "I hope he doesn't." Oh yeah, he's gonna die.
I
isn't
know.
he?
That sucked. He had such anxiety, and it was.
Was that the guy that was trying to sell Xanax on the plane?
He tried to give Xanax to the dog.
Yeah.
He's, you want some Xanax?
You want some Xanax?
Just your dog wants Xanax.
I noticed that this movie didn't have as many F-bombs as Samuel L's other movies. I was like almost kind of disappointed because I've become accustomed to it.
It really didn't. And fun fact, so there was like a lot of fan interest on the internet about the movie. And so there was a 5-day reshoot in order to film new scenes. And it took it from a PG-13 to an R rating. And that's when they added in the line, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking plane. But yeah, I think there was only like maybe 5. I don't know. There definitely wasn't a lot.
Not a lot.
I mean, I don't mind it. I didn't notice it really because I feel like when I look at Samuel L. Jackson, I just think he's saying "fuck" all the time. Like I just think he's saying it. So to me,
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Fun fact, he was not officially banned from SNL, but he was in a sketch with Kenan Thompson, one of the "What's Up With That?"
Oh my gosh, I love that
And
skit so much.
he slips out an F word. And Keenan's like on the sketch. Like, it's really funny to watch now. And he has not been back on SNL since.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and apparently he recently ran into Lorne Michaels and was like, "Am I banned?" And he's like, "No, you're not banned. We just haven't invited
But
you
also,
back.
yeah. But also, you're staying away.
You're also a little bit banned."
The fake working title of this movie was Anaconda 4, which is awesome.
Does that mean there's an Anaconda 3?
I don't know.
Is this a real movie?
Marry Me is the sequel to Anaconda, right? Because it's got Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez in it.
I was like, but when I was watching, to me, just the title "Snakes on a Plane" just sounds ridiculous, and it got me thinking, like, how did this movie even like come to be? And when I was researching it, apparently, it happened because of an after-work happy hour, like with Hollywood friends.
That sounds about right.
They were like, "Oh, let's make an awful pitch," and then they did the movie. See, that just shows that it doesn't matter what your imagination has, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
It
I'm
can
gonna-
become iconic.
Yeah.
And then Samuel L. Jackson's agent was like, "They really need to change the title of this movie." And he is like, "Absolutely not. I picked this movie because it was called Snakes on a Plane."
He even said that he's like, I'll do Snakes on a Plane too. I'll do Snakes on a Plane 3. Like, keep them coming. I'll do as many. And I'm like, for a guy who has been in such like iconic roles in
He's an
serious
accomplished
movies,
actor, yeah.
Yeah, he's into it, which is so funny. I know I keep comparing this to Sharknado, but like Ian Ziering, right, who has a starring lead in that, he did not want to take that movie at all. And his wife was like, "You're gonna, because we need food on the table, so go do it."
Very
and
fair.
so she made, and then obviously it blew up, and he's like, best decision I ever made, and I completely owe it to my wife. But it's just so funny to have someone who's a struggling actor be like, not getting any parts and be like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." And Samuel L. Jackson, who can get any part on anything and be like,
He's like, this is the one. This is the one that I want.
That just makes him even much of a cooler person to me.
Right, it
Like,
makes him so
whatever.
likable. He wants to make people laugh and smile and stuff. This movie does live on in television airings now and then, but obviously they have to clean it up quite a bit.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Wait, we need Haley to say
Okay, this is my favorite. Yeah, so they have to edit it, and instead of just bleeping it out, which would make infinitely more sense, but FCC, they changed the line to, "I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane." Makes
I
no
want to
sense.
know what Monday to Friday plane is.
I love it so much.
Monkey fighting.
Monkey fighting.
And then Samuel L. Jackson does later fight some monkeys in movies, so he's in Tarzan and Kong Island. So there you go.
Monkey fighting Samuel L. Jackson.
Because I was wondering, I was like, oh, Monday to Friday plane. That makes sense. Maybe they just have that plane fly Monday to Fridays and somehow
It's not a weekend plane. It's not a weekend plane. Okay, what are some other iconic lines from the movie besides the main one?
All right, so there's 3 characters in this scene. There's Troy, Emmett Bradley, and Neville.
Okay, I'll be Emmett Bradley.
Should I just be?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Okay, Nicole, you're Troy.
I'm sure. Okay,
Yep.
lovely. This is your new pilot, Troy, speaking, and sitting next to me, my main man, my brother from another mother, the biggest pimp that I know, Superfly Agent Flynn. Ladies and gentlemen, Agent Flynn.
Sir, have you got any experience piloting a jet aircraft?
Oh yeah, F-15s, F-16s, A-10 Warhogs. I've flown all that shit.
Then we are thankful to have you. What squadron were you with?
The Awesome Fighting Aces. Man, I'm telling you, the video games got their shit locked down right.
Sir, are you telling me that your real flight time is at the controls of a video game?
No, see, it's not a video game, all right? It's a flight simulator.
Is that PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation 2, man. It's got an introduction by Chuck Yeager and everything.
And scene.
Oh man, yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes actually, because he just like came, that goes back to him just like finding his purpose.
Yeah.
He came in real confident. He's like, I did do this. 3G's like, oh, you've done piloting, this,
Right?
I got 2,000 hours.
An iconic friendship right there. Like Troy brings 3G down from the ledge, and then he hypes him up, and then he lands the plane. Bromance.
See?
Bromance.
All right.
I love it.
This is actually all these different points. I had a pretty low grade for it, but it's going up.
Right? And then when they like had to say bye to Grace and like she saved the baby, like that woman, she deserved more. Mm-hmm. All right. How do we want to grade our boy Samuel L. Jackson in this movie?
Okay, so to be fair, I feel like anybody could have played that role because this wasn't a serious movie. So like if you take him out of it, does it make it worse? Probably, because he's kind of the only redeeming quality. But also, if it's supposed to be a stupid movie, can you throw in Vin Diesel and it's the exact same movie? Yes. So I'm gonna give him
I don't think Vin Diesel has the same kind of oomph as Samuel. I mean, I can see like the role.
I don't think I felt the oomph of him in this.
He was kind of like a teddy bear in this movie. He was very nice and polite and friendly. Like he becomes best friends with Sean throughout the course of the movie. Not that that's a bad thing, but the only time we really see him like angry is when he's had it with these motherfucking snakes. Rightfully so.
Oh yeah, he was pretty calm and pretty tamed compared to Shaft and
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
I mean, he had time to go hit on Claire for a second. Like he's chilling.
I'm gonna give him a B, just a solid B.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I feel like The Rock would be really good.
That would be funny.
If we're gonna
funny.
just name drop people.
Snakes on a Plane
But-
2.
But yeah, I give him a B too. I feel like pretty much the same reasoning. I now that we're talking about it, enjoyed it a little bit more, I guess, but still wasn't my favorite that we've watched of him so far. So yeah, B.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same with the B. I don't know if right now, even though he's still calm, I still see like the same sort of like fun, tough love uncle that I kind of feel when I watch other Sam Jackson movies, or at least the ones that we've watched recently.
I agree. I feel like if you're on a plane with Samuel L. Jackson, it makes you feel a lot safer. I don't know. In all these movies that he's in, I'm be like, I'm going to stick with that guy. Like, he seems to know what he's doing. I'll give him a B as well. Maybe a B plus. I mean, he seemed like he was really enjoying the role. He was having fun. But
You know who else would be good in this role?
who?
Liam Neeson.
Oh
my God.
That would be good.
I possess a particular set of skills. And it's killing these motherfucking snakes.
And my daughter's missing again.
Kidnapped by snakes. Taken 3.
Kidnapped by snakes on a plane.
Oh, no. But all right, so let's grade the movie.
Oh, I'm so interested to hear everybody's scores for this.
So, all right, like I was saying, I came in with a low grade. I was thinking of a D. But I think I'm going to bring it up to a C. Like, I'm going to bring it up a whole grade. Because I didn't make that. Watching the movie, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is just funny. Like, what is this supposed to be? But talking about it now, which I guess is kind of just something that goes on every time we meet these 101s, is I realize more of
nuance.
Nuance in the film. And just having those character arches and, those storylines. And
there was a lot of storylines.
There was some deep
this.
stuff in this movie. So I think that's what got me to bring it up to a C.
I enjoyed watching this more than I enjoyed watching a lot of these 101 movies that we've had. And this movie is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it really?
It really is.
Also that, what?
Yep.
It's like 50 something.
No, it's got a 69. Nice.
Really?
It sure does.
So funny.
It sure does. Nice. I'm going to give this movie an A, you guys. I would absolutely watch this again. I want to have a drinking game. So in my rules, anytime there's snake vision, we would shout at the TV, snake vision. So you drink when there's snake vision. You drink anytime someone starts foaming at the eyes or mouth.
That's good.
Let's see here. Ooh, anytime 3Gs doesn't want somebody touching him. And then we can drink when they say fuck, because that's only just a couple sprinkled in. But yeah, I would watch again.
I'm going to give it a C minus. I feel that I got out of this movie exactly what I expected going into this movie, which was a C minus. That's what I expected.
Did you expect motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane?
I absolutely did. And in that sense, it did not disappoint. It delivered on its premise. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised by like Kenan showing up and like Terry Chen showing up, who I've seen in some things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like look at all these people. Taylor Kitsch, like that. But that was cool. But overall, I wouldn't watch it again. If I'm going to go campy, weird horror movies, I'm going to stick to my little shark franchise.
I'm going to give it a C plus. I like a lot of the actors that are in it, actresses. I liked, obviously, Samuel L. Jackson, Kenan Thompson, and then who I just realized was an actress that I liked, Juliana Margulies, who's from The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, who plays a very central character in that show. I like her a lot. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like talking about it more, like Alex said, it puts a better perspective in my mind of the movie and the actual placement and meaning behind it. It's supposed to be kind of like not a comedy, but a comedy, I guess. So I'm going to give it a C plus.
Yeah, I don't know. I think now I'm going to give it a B.
By the end of this, we're like, this is the greatest movie of all time.
Again. It's like, it's just fun. It's entertaining.
You know what? I would watch this before I watch Pulp Fiction again.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
About that.
Oh my God, everyone's turning off our podcast.
I know.
Right
Everyone's
now.
like, these people are such lowbrow trash.
Well,
We honestly are. I loved this movie.
And we are pretty lowbrow, though. And that's okay.
I feel like there's a mastery when it comes to taking campy and like making it serious that you're confused.
I cared about some of these people by the end of this movie.
I did not. I wanted them all to die. I think the only person that I wanted Kenan to live, I did take notes and I said, save the dog, save the kids, save Kenan. And 1 out of 3, ended up dead.
I did close my eyes when the dog died, but it's 2006. There's a chihuahua and snakes. It's gonna die.
And I mean, okay, I hate to say this, but if anything, I'd rather have a dog die rather than a person.
Unless it's the girl who owns
I'm
the dog.
totally the opposite.
Mercedes, yeah,
Right, yeah.
I didn't
she
see
could
the
have died
point
before
of it
anyone.
though. I
Yeah.
did not see the point. He's like, I'm gonna just throw this one dog to this one snake.
I know.
Even
he
though,
thought, what, he's
like-
going to play fetch
And then
with
he
the
dies.
python?
So
I know.
karma.
I'm a terrible person because the kids showed up and I was like, whatever. And then the dog shows up and I'm like, no, that dog better not die. My husband goes, there's a baby on that plane too, right? Like,
That
the baby will be fine.
that stressed me out, dude. Because you don't know with this type of movie like where they're gonna go because it's such a bizarre.
I figured that
concept.
they weren't
I
going to
was
have
like,
that.
Dude, if that python eats that baby, dude. Like if anything happens, I don't know. Because here's the thing, you don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true.
And the second someone says we're gonna make snakes freaking eat a baby, everyone's talking about it for the rest of the time, right? So I kept thinking, man, I thought that baby was gonna die for real.
The baby was like shaking its rattle at the snake.
like a rattlesnake.
Yeah, and the snake's
I had
like,
so
oh,
much
hell yeah.
anxiety
It gets
the
me
whole
thinking
time.
of like the other movies that are kind of like this, where you're watching it and you like don't know what's gonna happen next. You think you know, but you don't want it to happen. Like Final Destination, like I was when they were like in that scene driving in the beginning, and then there's that truck in front, and then they kind of just
Okay, that part with the logs,
oh, that's what it was.
I have never ever driven by one of those trucks without thinking of my impending death.
It's just
Exactly.
such a cultural moment. I think
Yeah.
the minute you get behind one, you're like, no,
No.
not today.
Now.
Satan.
And even roller coaster, Final Destination 3, I think, is
Oh,
the
I
one where
hate roller
he has the
coasters.
dream and the roller coaster
Yeah.
thing comes up. And no.
So I bet every time you get on a plane, you'll probably think
Yeah.
snakes on it.
My mother-in-law
Yeah.
just flew just the other day, and I texted her and I was like, watch out for those
snakes.
mother effing snakes.
My sister's a flight attendant, so watch out.
Oh my gosh.
Has she seen this movie? Did she know you were watching this one?
No, I didn't tell her, but
She's like, I've dealt with so many snakes on these planes.
I can't. She's probably so much worse.
And God, the sexual harassment of the flight attendants
much.
on this plane.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I need your shirt too.
Let's talk about like the bizarre, like weird kind of homophobic treatment of the one.
Yeah, they were
flight
really
attendant.
homophobic of him.
And then he has a girlfriend at the end, and they're like, "Oh wow, look at that!"
it's almost like men don't have to have a prescribed way to act.
Yeah,
It's
so I was like, that was a weird choice.
Yeah. 2006. There you go.
Oh,
Gotta love
man. All right.
Bring it, come on, bring it. What else can you say about snakes on a plane that hasn't already been
What
said?
was the first thing I said to you?
Oh, stick with me if you want to live. Let's go surfing.
Do as
What
I
does that
say
have to
and
do
you
with
will
anything?
live.
Let's ditch the trial and go fucking surfing.
I was really hoping that there was going to be like a snake coming out of that water, because it was just like just the end
A
there.
giant snake down at the bottom. You know, like those weird, like
Yeah, I know exactly. what you're talking about.
megalodon type things, like
Oh
a
my
giant
God.
snake shadow at the bottom of the ocean.
That'll be the sequel.
He's
Megalodons
just
on
good
a
at everything
plane.
now. Like,
Snakes on an
he
island.
learned
Wait,
how to
is that
surf.
Samuel? Wait.
He learned how to surf right away.
Isn't Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea?
Oh,
Oh, have you? Okay,
Yeah,
Deep Blue Sea.
maybe-
That's
should that
another
be
one.
our next one?
Hey, I mean, it's snakes on a plane, but with sharks.
Oh, so maybe it's too
It's
similar.
the same type of thing.
I mean, I
LL
kind of
Cool
want
J
to
instead
now.
of Keenan, and it's Samuel L.
Is Keenan in there?
No, it's
LL
LL Cool
Cool
J.
J.
Oh, okay.
Is it J-Lo?
God,
Oh
he's
no,
hot.
that's the other one.
That's
the
Anaconda.
Yeah,
Does LL Cool J take his shirt off?
probably.
Of
Sold.
course.
Sold. Sold.
Don't call it a comeback.
Ladies love Cool James. Listen. Okay, we're going off the rails now.
All right, so seems like we're okay with this movie. We'll watch it again, but we're not totally sold, but we like it.
If it was on TBS on a Saturday and while I was scrolling channels, I might stop and watch it. But I'm not going to search it out. You
I'm
know
going to
what
watch it again tonight. I don't know about you guys.
I think it'll make a great like movie night drinking game, or like kind of just like a little gathering. It's fun. It's an entertaining movie. So yeah, let's wrap this show up and start it off with our handles.
You can find me, Shauna Trinidad, at Shauna Trinidad, SHAUNATRINIDAD on Instagram and Twitter.
You can find me, Haley, on Instagram at 30 Nerdy Thriving.
You can find me, Nicole, on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge and on Twitter at NAEldridge14.
You can find me, Alex, at ALCASNUN on Instagram and Twitter. Visit us online at popculturejunkie.com, Facebook at Pop Culture Junkie Podcast, Twitter at Pop Junkies, Instagram at pop.culturejunkies, and come back for the next Samuel L. Jackson 101 for a rundown on Coach Carter. Come back next week for another hit of anti-venom. I mean, pop culture.
Pop Culture Junkie is a production of Pop Culture Entertainment Group.
So entertain me